What's up, guys, and welcome back to the DualSense podcast. This is episode 24, a very special post-Thanksgiving episode. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jason. I'm joined, as always, by Travis. Travis, what's good this Black Friday, as they call it?
I can't believe you got me up this early to do this.
Well, we're instead of camping out for the Thanksgiving Black Friday deals, we're camping out for the podcast.
Yeah, I guess we are. Have you bought anything yet on the early deals
No,
that started last night?
No, I think I've done enough so far this year between the PlayStation 5 and the television and the new vehicle now. So I think I've shopped myself out of any deals. What about you?
No, I haven't bought anything. I started to buy some stuff for a project last night, but then I decided I could just use some of the stuff I already had. So that'll save me $20, 20 whole American dollars.
That's a game. That's part of a video game. I mean, that's a nice indie game that you can just randomly splurge on at some point. So, well, Travis, for the uninitiated or the noobs here on the podcast, we are a weekly PlayStation podcast where you and I get together every week and discuss all of the news, rumors, upcoming game releases, and a little bit more in the world of PlayStation. We post new episodes every Sunday. And if you would like to engage with us, you can do that on Twitter at the DualSense Pod. If you want to check out some of our streams and clips, which we need to do a better job about, you can find us on YouTube at the DualSense Podcast. We also post each week's new episode on YouTube as well. So if you prefer to listen there, you can do so. And without further ado, Travis, talk to me about what you've been playing this past week.
Well, big week on 2K, my team for me. I got impatient and bought a diamond card, a Darius Miles.
Oh, yeah. How's he?
It was only like 15,000. It wasn't like crazy.
Yeah.
But he's not terrible. I needed a guy that could do a little bit of everything. He plays two positions, so he's actually really good on defense, and that's kind of the main thing I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
And he obviously can kill people when he tries to drive and dunk it, so that's fun.
Yes.
And then, so yesterday I put in the locker codes we got over the week, and
yeah,
I leveled up like a bunch on the new season, because there was a lot of easy ones like play triple threat offline 5 times or whatever. So I did a bunch of those, and then a couple of those compounded into some other categories. So I ended up getting like, I don't even know how much XP I got. So I got all these packs to open.
Right.
So on the ball drop, I got the Diamond John Morant, who is bananas.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
Yeah, he can do, dude. He can do. He's so fast that like it completely changes the game.
I'm so jealous.
Like the Allen Iverson card is fast, but the John Morant one is just insane. So
can he shoot at all?
Yeah, he's like an 80 something from 3. I haven't shot a jump shot yet because I just beat everybody off the dribble.
Right.
The other thing that's pretty cool is I started opening these packs. I got a diamond shoe.
Mm-hmm.
I got like 3 Hall of Fame badges. And 2 of them are for centers, but I haven't found a center I like yet. So once I find a center I like, he's getting Hall of Famed up. One of the Hall of Fame badges I gave to John Morant. It was like a Hall of Fame, some kind of passing thing. And then I gave him gold green light badge I got.
Jesus.
And then, I don't know, it was ridiculous. So now he's even more of a problem, I guess I should say. So
great.
That was pretty ridiculous. And I got like 2 rubies in a pack. It was a great pack pull for me. Anyway, let's see. What else did we do? I split Call of Duty into 2 categories. So
okay,
we did the zombies. Zombies are fun. We can't get past level 10. Actually, we did. We got to 11.
Yeah, wow. Look out.
Well, it gets exponentially harder at that point. I don't know why.
it absolutely gets exponentially harder once you hit 11. No matter what
And
you
I
do, no
don't
matter what we exfilled or if we just kept going, it didn't matter.
right. So I don't know if we're doing something wrong.
Yeah,
Maybe we should watch some videos, but
probably.
I think I did get that chopper gunner. I called in on level 10 last night, and it
Mm,
was. You should try that. It's just a blast.
yeah, you got
You
you
just
got.
let it.
I was gonna say you got lucky and got that in that mystery box or whatever, didn't you?
Yeah. See, I wanted to get the ray gun, but I got a chopper gunner, so you can't
Mm.
be upset. But dude, you're letting it ride, and the the gun is red. It's so hot, and you're just getting it's just kill, 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 kill.
We needed though. The crazy thing about that is while you were doing that, your dude was just. I mean, I don't know what I expected, but your guy was just standing out in the open. So like, if we wanted to do that for exfil, I don't know how that would work because like you'd be stuck wherever you started to use it. So I'm not
Oh,
sure. I'm not sure what we would do there.
I guess I could just shoot around my character. I don't know, but
Right.
anyway,
Yeah. Anything else
that was a
besides?
blast.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Then
The,
yeah. What about the other part of Call of Duty? Sorry.
oh yeah. Well, the normal. What do you want to call it? The normal multiplayer. We played pretty well. There was a couple of games that were really bad. I think it was like Wednesday night maybe or Tuesday night. I guess we did so well we got put into what you're going to call it, a lobby that was just way better than us,
Mm-hmm.
and it was awful. But other than that, yeah, we were just destroying kids pretty much for the most part. Domination on the map with the tank in the middle, where
Oh
the tank is
yeah.
B.
Yeah. 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 That's
God, that's
ridiculous.
so bad. It's so bad. You can't do anything.
Yeah. B is
You're pinned down
impossible.
by snipers. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. So anyway, I did that. Tried the new wheel out on GT a little bit.
Oh yeah.
It shits on the other wheel. If you're thinking about should I get the one that's $300 $400, should I just save up and get the other one? Just save up.
Hmm.
Like that month or two you miss driving, saving up's not gonna make you a worse driver. Just get the other one. It's so much better.
Now, what is yours? The Fanatec? What? What is it?
It's just this. It's the base level Fanatec CSL Elite, and it's belt driven, so it feels like a real car. What's weird is you get more turning angle out of it, more response. Like
Hmm.
there's certain parts of the track where like on the other wheel, I'll be like, if I could turn a little bit more, I could cut half a second off, but I can't get it to turn. And I always thought it was just like the setup or the grip level or something. But when I had this wheel, it just did it. So that's interesting. And then the pedals are just like it's so much easier to be nuanced with your gas and your brake, which obviously makes you faster. So it's just crazy. It's on a different level.
The next thing you're going to do is you're going to be doing all of that, but you're going to be doing it in VR. That'll be the full immersion.
I'm afraid I'll throw up.
You can just pit and vomit and get back in there. Be like 10 laps behind.
Right. All right. What did you do? Oh! I forgot something.
Oh, okay.
It's a big week for us. This is the only week that I don't know if you understand. This may be the only time this will ever happen.
Okay.
We both platinumed a game in
Oh
the same week.
yeah, it is. That's the only time in history that'll happen. Because
It'll never happen
that'll
again.
be your only platinum you ever get again until Ghost of
Well,
Tsushima 2 comes out
right.
in like 8 years. Yeah, we both platinumed Astro's Playroom, and so obviously I played that quite a bit. And then even after you platinum, there are 3 trophies that are not a part of the platinum that you have to get to 100% the trophy list. Which, if I'm going to have the platinum and I have those 3 trophies that keep me from 100%, that was going to drive me crazy. So I went ahead and got
Right.
them, and they were easy. They were just doing a few random things. So yeah,
Yeah.
Platinum Astros. That's a fantastic game. It's a great
It
game.
really is.
Yeah, that's a great game for a pack in. What do you think?
It's crazy. And the trophies aren't bad. It's just sitting down and doing it, and
Hmm.
it's kind of like I guess I don't know. The grind is part of the fun of it, and the
Yeah.
little play. I had to use the play cards a couple of times to find a couple of.
How do you use those? By the way, I could not find them on the like cards tab or whatever. Like it just kept. I don't know. Maybe I'm stupid. What am I missing? Were they just there for
Not
you or what?
well, not all of them had a clue.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like the one where the computer chip punches or whatever, I had to look that up on YouTube because I did not understand what it was telling me to do.
Okay, yeah.
So I had to look that one up. But the other ones, when I went to my trophy list, actually, let me go backwards. So on the different levels. Like let's say I was missing 3 puzzle pieces in an artifact,
Mm-hmm.
so it would say like 83%,
Mm-hmm.
and I would click that on the card, and then it would give me an option to watch.
Mm.
Like when you press X on it, there'll be 2 little bubbles, and one will say basically whatever the next artifact or the next puzzle piece you're missing is, and you click that, and then it shows you a little video, and
Okay.
then you can pop it. You can pop it picture in picture. So if it's a really complex way to get somewhere, you can watch it while you're playing and follow along. So
Okay. Well, cool. I have a PlayStation podcast. I don't even know how the PlayStation 5 works, so that's cool. So played that, and also been playing NBA 2K like you. And you inspired me to also buy a diamond player. I bought Diamond Alonzo Mourning to play center for me,
hmm
and he has Hall of Fame rim protector and post lockdown, and so he just destroys people. I think I sent you guys.
yeah,
I sent you guys a clip. Oh my god,
right,
he just spiked somebody off the backboard, and
yeah.
he's fun. I like him a lot.
We should probably put those little clips on YouTube
We should.
or on Twitter at least,
We should, yeah.
because some of them are only like 10 seconds. I mean,
Yeah, the short ones we can definitely tweet. I don't think about that as often as I should, but I'm still enjoying it. I've seen people say online that for whatever reason, the domination games on next gen are a lot harder than on current gen, which I can vouch for. And they say that it has something to do with the pace of the game, which you cannot change in my team. Like you just don't. The game doesn't move fast enough to get all the points you always need, because
oh,
sometimes you'll run into somebody really good when you get to like the historic, which I'm on or whatever, and they just will, they'll lock you up most of the time. So instead of shooting like 60%, now you're shooting like 40%. So you need more possessions, you know what I mean? And
right.
you're just not getting them because the game is slowed down. So I don't know if that's a glitch or it's by design, but it is a lot harder on next gen. But anyway, I'm enjoying it. And then I also played Dirt 5. I like to mix in 2 or 3 races here and there in the career just to keep it going, but also because the game is just so much fun. And I
hmm
told you I was racing one night this week while you were finishing up something, and I switched to the cockpit camera. Oh man,
Yeah,
that's awesome. That is awesome. You feel like
right.
you're going so fast, even though you're doing like 80. And then just the rain coming off the windshield and like the mud and everything. That's awesome. So that game is
It's pretty sweet.
yeah, that game's underrated. If it can be, I think it's not critically underrated. I think it's quite publicly underrated. It's a fun
Yeah.
game. So
And I've seen people online complain about the 2 guys that are kind of like their banter back and forth.
yeah.
The Donut Media guys, but
Hmm.
I mean they're fine. Look, it's their personalities fit the colorfulness of the game, so it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, even like Nolan North and Troy Baker, the guy who does AJ, like they're fine. Like,
Right.
they did the best they could do. It's whatever. You could have taken them out of the game and it would have been okay probably, but I'm not very far into it either. So, and then also played Black Ops like you said, and I got to tell you, man, I've been crushing, and you've been crushing too. Like we are I'd say 8 times out of 10 we're crushing. And
Right.
I don't know what it is. I'm waiting for the patch that breaks it for us that makes us start getting our shit pushed in, but every time we load into a map and it tells me your KD, my KD is like always above 1 for starters, but sometimes on some of the maps it's like 1.5, 1.67,
Right.
1.4. I mean, that's most of it. There's like one map that I'm point 0.5 on
Right.
that I'm not very good at, and but
Yeah, a couple of the domination maps I'm pretty low on, but that's
mhm,
I play differently on domination. Like
right,
I'm going for the objective. I don't care if I die, basically.
right. But man, I've been crushing. I'm really enjoying that game. So zombies is good too. It's just frustrating that we can't
Right.
be better. I think I actually like the onslaught mode better than the traditional.
Yeah, I
So
do too.
yeah,
Did have you tomahawked anybody yet,
in the regular, no,
or either one?
no.
The controller feedback on the tomahawk is awesome. It's like
Okay,
it almost like shunts kind of.
huh?
It's awesome though, but it adds so much to the. It's very satisfying.
Interesting. No,
It's like a crunchy chip.
Okay, I've unlocked it, but I haven't done it yet. I'll do that. And then finally, on my list here, I played Days Gone from the PS4, but I played it on PS5.
Mm-hmm.
through the Plus collection. And I don't know, man. I played that game when it came out, and I don't know what happened, but I quit playing it. I know I got frustrated, but I think it was one of those occasions where I was like wanting to play something else, and I was trying to get through Days Gone, and I was kind of rushing it or whatever, and it hampered my enjoyment. And so anyway,
Right.
I wanted to go back to it. It's just been on my mind. So I played it a little bit. Just played like the first like intro mission. First of all, that game looks way better on the PS5. It's running at 4K and 60 frames per second. It looks way better. Some of the facial animation is still really stiff, which that's just kind of a that's most
Part of it.
most games are like that on the PS4. But man, that game looks good. And if Cyberpunk wasn't about to come out, I would probably put some time into that after I finished Black Ops campaign. So I might sprinkle it in. I've got to make a decision soon because, as we're going to find out, I'm about to get roped back in to Red Dead Online. So I've got to make some room on the 5. So that'll be tough. Somebody's not going to make the cut. Somebody's not going to make it. And Travis, let's get into the news here. It's a relatively slow news week as it's a holiday week here in the US. So we'll jump in here. Number 1, Sony announced on the official PlayStation Twitter account that the PlayStation 5's launch day was a big one, writing, quote, "We want to thank gamers everywhere for making the PlayStation 5 launch our biggest console launch ever," end quote. For context, this means that the PlayStation 5 has outsold the PS4, which sold 2.1 million units in its first 2 weeks on the market back in 2013, making the PlayStation 5 not only the biggest PlayStation launch ever, but also the biggest console launch of all time. What do you think about this?
Well, the PS5 sold like 1.5 million units on the first day,
Okay.
something crazy like that. So, not surprising it outsold the PS4. I think it's interesting that, I mean, 1.5 million, that's a lot of units to sell in the first 2 weeks. And I know people are saying that there's a shortage, but I'm not sure that they anticipated that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing that's weird to me is that, like, Microsoft seems oblivious to this. It's weird to me that you're competing against the greatest start of all time, and you still think you have a better system, because that level of patience is good in like sports. Like, oh, we're down by 10, we can come back. But this is tech, and a lot of times in the tech world, it almost doesn't matter if your product is better per se.
Mm-hmm.
It's about what kind of catches fire. And if you don't believe that, look at Android and Apple. Like, Apple copies them. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just what it is at this point. And even if Microsoft does have a better system and think they have a better system, it doesn't matter if you're getting outsold. So you have to weigh both parties.
Mm-hmm. So the estimate, we don't have official numbers. Sony has not released that. Maybe we'll get that next month from MPD or something like that. But the estimate is that PS5 has already sold around 2.5 million consoles. So about almost 500,000 more than PS4 in the same time frame, which is
Right.
nuts. Yeah, which is nuts. So I mean, we know, like you mentioned, we knew going in that the demand was ridiculous. We knew that Sony planned to sell 7.5 million units through March, and I think that, like you said, it's this, and like we talked about a little bit last week, this Sony is going to win this generation as well from a strictly from a sales standpoint. They're going to outsell Microsoft 2-1 at least, and whether you feel it's the best system or not, like you said, it is what it is. And it just goes to show that you have to create excitement leading up to new hardware, and especially with games, which Xbox didn't have. And that's really going to come back to hurt them. And even if they do get all the Bethesda games exclusively and whatever else, Fable and those sorts of things, it's still going to be hard for them to catch up to Sony in the long run. So it's good though. It's good to see that PS5 sold so well and to validate our purchase, which it was never a question. Let's be honest. Number 2, Naughty Dog's The Last of Us Part 2 racked in the accolades at the 38th annual Golden Joysticks Award Show, bringing home 5 total awards, including Best Storytelling, Best Visual Design, Best Audio, PlayStation Game of the Year, and the big one, Ultimate Game of the Year. The golden joysticks are organized by website Games Radar and are voted on by millions of fans every year from around the globe. Any thoughts on this?
Well, no real surprise that The Last of Us won PlayStation Game of the Year. I mean, is there really another option?
Right. Exactly.
I mean, there are other great games, but none to that level. None of them had the critical acclaim or the
Mm-hmm.
user base support. You could make the argument that the Ultimate Game of the Year could have gone to a different game, but
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like The Last of Us has so much going behind it. I mean, they pretty much swept every other category, so none of that is terribly surprising to me.
Yeah, the only one that like I mentioned to you before, the only one that I think might, or that I thought might have competed, which I don't know what the vote tally was Animal Crossing, just
Right.
because that's been so big this year. They've sold like over 30, well, we know over 26 million physical copies. So
Hmm.
and Nintendo doesn't report digital sales, so they've probably sold over
Yeah, who
40,
knows?
35 or 40 million copies of that game, which is insane. But anyway, is from a sheer technical standpoint, with with the best audio, best visual design, things like that,
Mhm.
there was nothing that was close to The Last of Us. So, and
Yeah.
this game is a masterpiece. So I'm not surprised at all, and it pleases me greatly to see that it won
Well,
the Ultimate Game of the Year.
and to your point about Animal Crossing, the fact that The Last of Us had those technical bumps, like
Hmm.
better visual design, better audio. I mean, no offense to Animal Crossing, but they don't have the audio of The Last of Us. They don't have the storytelling of The Last of Us. So that
Hmm.
those things probably might have bumped it up over that, just a little bit more depth.
Yeah. The Last of Us Part 2 is on sale right now for Black Friday on the PlayStation Network for like $29.99.
Yeah.
And I've considered getting it because they're going to uh, add multiplayer at some point, I think, maybe.
Mhm.
But I don't know. It's kind of a risk because they may do it standalone, I don't know. I've thought about it,
Right.
but we'll see. Number 3, EA Sports revealed what type of support we can expect for FIFA 21 or FIFA 21 on PlayStation 5 this week, as reported by website Push Square. The game will feature a new lighting system to boost realism in stadiums, as well as new cinematics, new camera angles, better player models, and new animations. The PlayStation 5 version will also utilize the DualSense controller's haptic feedback to allow players to feel the thump of the ball and physical defensive tackles. The adaptive triggers are also utilized, much like NBA 2K21, with the right trigger being harder to pull as your player becomes more fatigued. It's not all good news for the mega popular franchise, however, as sports publication The Athletic reported that a slew of FIFA players are pursuing joining together to contest the use of their name and likeness in EA's FIFA games. The group already includes big names such as Zlatan Ibrahimovic and Gareth Bell. Any thoughts here?
Well, to start with the good news, the haptics sound really cool,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that the thump of the ball will really help you on your timing with some of those like bicycle kicks and some of those other skill moves you do. Like because right now when you're trying to do like those crazy dribble moves or whatever, I guess the controller feels dead because there's nothing there.
Sure.
Um, but that will help you with your timing. It'll be another little cue you can kind of subconsciously notice. I think that's kind of awesome. If that works in the way it works in my head, that'll be very cool. Well, just and to be fair, I don't care about cinematics in sports games.
True. Yeah.
They
True.
don't
You
add
skip you
anything.
skip all of them anyway.
Right. If it's a story based game like Red Dead and stuff like that, you need those cinematics to push the story. But on a sports game, like I don't need to watch Zalatan dance around in a circle. Like I don't what does that add?
Sure.
Anyway, but on the okay, so on the negative front,
Hmm.
you just imagine EA messing up a popular sports franchise.
It's easy to
I
imagine.
mean, they've only killed NCAA football
Hmm.
and NBA Live. They
Hmm.
pissed off all the Madden players.
Hmm.
Anyway, so my question is, well, my statement is we shouldn't be surprised, but my question is, where are they messing up right here? Because we don't hear any of the NFL players talking about stuff like this. None of
Yeah.
the NBA players are mad at 2K about how they do things. So
Yeah.
is it the microtransactions and the players feel like, well, you're selling my card and I'm not getting a cut of that. I'm just getting my base level for being in the game. Is that the issue?
Yeah. I have the same question. So we know, like on NBA, for example, they contract with the NBA Players Union, right? And or Players
Right.
Association, so they just contract with them. Whatever they work out, they get all the rights to the players. So is there nothing like this for FIFA? Is my question. Like, why is this? Why do
Yeah.
they not do like? Why is this not a thing up front? And EA should know this, like you said from Madden with the NFL Players Association or even NHL. Like, so something's not adding up. So but it doesn't look good for EA for FIFA games because the guys, it seems like they have a case.
Right.
So
And my question, well, and to their point, there's 500 soccer leagues, and I don't know enough about soccer to be able
fair,
to answer that question, but maybe it's
yeah.
like they don't pay the level 3 and 2 tier guys.
Hmm.
And maybe these guys that make $1 billion are like, well, that's stupid. They should get paid. I mean, I don't think you can make a sports game where you have to get to the Premier League to get paid for being in a video game. Like,
Hmm.
there's certain guys that will get there eventually, but I don't know. I just think you have to pay everybody, and there's 75 million soccer players, so
Yeah.
maybe it's impossible for them to viably pay them all. So they try to maybe undercut it. I'm guessing. I have no idea.
That's a good point. I haven't thought of it. I mean, soccer is so big globally that maybe the footprint or the umbrella is just too big to have like a worldwide players union. Yeah.
And so the bad thing about FIFA for this, and it's the same issue they had with NBA Live, is they have a competitor that's good. Like
Hmm.
PES is a good football simulation, and it's a little bit different than FIFA. It's a lot less arcadey. It's a little more strategic and a little more difficult. I think it's from the little I've played of it, but it's still a really good game. And you could have said the same thing about 2K as opposed to NBA Live back in the day. So
Hmm.
if they screw this up, people will just play PES. I mean, a lot of people play PES anyway, especially in Europe.
Right. Well, time will tell. We'll see where this goes, and if I'm sure there's a class action lawsuit coming, so we'll see down the road. Number 4, in a PlayStation blog post this week, publisher Bethesda Softworks detailed how upcoming PlayStation 5 exclusive Deathloop will utilize the DualSense controller's features. Guns, especially lower tier and conditioned ones, will jam, causing the right trigger to stick before the animation even triggers. As Colt, the player's character, works through the jam, players will feel the haptic feedback in the controller. Also, as players load nails into a silenced nail gun called the PT6 Spiker,
God.
you will feel each nail individually load into the chamber. Deathloop will also feature haptic mobility, meaning every surface type and movement type will have a distinct feel. And finally, the speaker on the DualSense will be utilized to indicate environmental hazards like trip mines and bullets whizzing by the player's head. That's cool. What do you think?
I know we talked about how excited we are for this game. We both have,
Yeah.
and this doesn't damper that at all. And if anything, it makes it higher.
Mm-hmm.
Have we ever had a game before where the guns jam? I'm stoked.
We've
I can't
had
think of one.
I want to say one of the Resistance games or something, the guns would
Right.
jam, but you wouldn't feel it, obviously. It would just be like something on screen and the gun wouldn't shoot, you know? So,
Right. So this will be cool. I
yeah,
keep imagining like you're trying to snipe a guy. You finally get him where you want him, and you pull the trigger and it just jams.
I know. Yeah, and that's God. This sounds awesome. And then the nail gun loading, like they showed a clip of
Yeah.
they showed a clip of the character dropping like a handful of nails into the chamber.
Right.
I can just imagine how that feels. That
And
looks and sounds awesome.
I got this huge urge to either make a replica of the gun or have a replica of the gun for some reason.
It maybe it'll come in the collector's edition. Well,
Oh,
you don't want a physical disc though, so
well, I mean, if I get a gun. Um, and I have noticed on zombies, you get like these different mobility vibrations or environmental cues in the controller. Have you noticed that?
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, they're kind of minute. You can't really, they feel natural, if that makes sense. Like,
Hmm.
you almost like you would expect them if you're actually there. So, those little things on the controller sound awesome, especially with these different surface types. I think that's what Dirt's trying to do with their haptics.
Hmm.
So maybe they can get together on that.
Yeah, exactly. Number 5, a couple of other upcoming games revealed their PlayStation 5 related features this week. Website Push Square reported that Hitman 3 will run 4K at 60 frames per second with HDR support on PS5, with ray tracing being added after launch. Additionally, both Hitman and Hitman 2 will also run at the same spec on PS5, which is interesting. Push Square also reported that the next-gen upgrade for Rainbow Six Siege will launch on December 1st and include 2 modes, a dynamic 4K at 120 frames per second performance mode and a native 4K at 60 frames per second resolution mode. The game will also utilize the PlayStation 5's activity cards feature to allow players to jump directly into game modes.
Mhm.
What do you think about this? Rainbow Six Siege is like 5 years old, by the way. They're going into year 5. So
Right. So then I can't believe it's lasted that long.
I know.
It's kind of turned into like CS:GO or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's other game modes on Hitman. I'm confused. I just remember going around and killing people. Anyway, whatever. So the activity cards will be really helpful on Hitman, I think, especially on some of those levels, if you remember, are so difficult to do with 100% stealth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think having the cards available to show you kind of some tricks, especially with some of those weird trophies, will be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Hitman may be one of the few games that we do the picture-in-picture version just to see what we're both doing on different levels.
Mm.
So anyway, this stuff's cool. The ray tracing post launch makes me want to not buy it until that's out, though,
Right.
because I don't want to miss that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play Hitman 3. At least not right off. I might wait for a sale. I might leave the Hitman 3 to you in a couple months. I know that's more up your alley than me. I think they're good games, but something always like I think they're a little bit too short for me. And like the replayability is obviously like replaying and killing people different ways and like speed runs and things like that. And that hasn't always necessarily spoke to me. So in the Hitman game. So I don't know if I'll be there at launch for Hitman 3 either. I may wait just by default. And then I'll never play Rainbow Six Siege, although these upgrades sound cool, but I'm dog shit at the game. So
Right, it's awful.
yeah, I don't see how jumping in now in year 5 is going to help me be any better. Except maybe that 120 frames per second might give me an advantage, but I'll probably pass on that. However, I am interested in the Rainbow Six Quarantine game that is supposed to be coming out at some point in the future, so we'll see about that. Number 6, the December PlayStation Plus games were revealed this week. Multiplayer shooters Worms Rumble and Rocket Arena join the collection, as does open world sandbox game Just Cause 4. It's worth noting that Worms Rumble has a PlayStation 5 version, technically meaning that we have received PS5 games for the first 2 months of the console's life cycle. Website Push Square also noted that the PlayStation Plus members received a $789.72 value in free games in 2020. So nearly $800 worth of free games for PlayStation Plus members in 2020. Any thoughts on the games in the December collection or the overall value this year?
I thought Rocket Arena should have started out as free to play. It's a cool concept. I don't think it's a bad game, but I think $30 for that was a little bit misguided, especially when you can get that kind of value, entertainment value with Rocket League for free.
Yeah.
So maybe this will revive their player base or kind of kick it up. It's a cool game. I think it'll be a lot of fun to play with your friends, but it's weird to me that it started off so high. I'm not surprised to see it here. The rest of the games, I'm not. I mean, Worms, that's cool. Just Cause has already been there, I think. So, I mean, I appreciate the $800 in games.
Sure. So I like you, Rocket Arena to me should have been free to play from the rip, and then it's amazing how many people get confused between Rocket Arena and Rocket League, that they think Rocket Arena that they're interchangeable. I see that on social media a lot, which is surprising. Maybe that's probably what Rocket Arena was going for. And Worms Rumble, I've seen a little bit of gameplay of that. It doesn't look like it's for me, but it's for somebody. And hey, it technically gives us a PlayStation 5 game for December, which I did not expect at all. Just Cause 4 is the one that would interest me the most. It's been on PlayStation Now before, and I think I've downloaded it, but I don't know if I've actually played it. And it's like just an open world game where you can just go in and dick around, kind of like Watch Dogs Legion, but you can just like grapple hook to a jet and hijack it, and then you can just fire rockets into a base, and then you can parachute out of that and like land on a car, and like it's just crazy stuff that you can do. So that seems kind of cool. I may try that out down the road, but we'll see. And then as far as the value, I mean, it's less than last year I saw. Like last year we got almost $900 worth of games, but it's still you're paying $60. And if you're smart, you're not paying $60. You're getting it when it's on sale for 40 or 30 somewhere. And then you're getting almost $800 worth of games. So that's a great value. And it sounds like it's only going to get better in the future. Number 7, Sony is in the process of issuing bans for users exploiting the PlayStation Plus collection of games on PlayStation 5. According to website Push Square, some users have been selling their access to their PlayStation 5 accounts to allow other accounts to redeem the games and then download them on their PlayStation 4. Sony is actively investigating these types of transactions, and the penalties are steep. For the sellers, it's a permanent ban from PSN, while for the purchasers, they're receiving a 2-month ban. So, any thoughts here?
Amazing the holes people find to try to make money.
Right.
Imagine getting a perma ban for PS Plus collection.
I know.
That's ridiculous to me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when they are they just banning the accounts because they could just make another one? Like, wouldn't it make sense to ban the IP?
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, they could just make another account, or unless they're banning, unless they're banning it by like credit card number or like payment type. I don't know how they could do that. And then I wonder if like the sting comes from like if your account got banned and you had to make a new one, like you lose all of your trophies and you know what I mean, like you lose all of that stuff. Maybe that's where the penalty is that you lose everything you've ever done on PlayStation Network. I guess is what they're where they're trying to hit you, where they're trying to kick you in the balls at if you do that. So, but I saw where some guy was selling it for like $8 a pop in like Taiwan or something. So I'm sure that guy doesn't give a shit about his PlayStation account anyway.
Right, getting banned for $8.
Imagine getting banned for $8. And number 8, Travis, we have several news nuggets here to get through. As always, jump in where you feel needed. First nugget, Insomniac Games updated Marvel's Spider-Man on Sunday to allow save transfers from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5. And once transferred, all earned trophies will also pop on the PlayStation 5 version. So there's a cheap way to get the platinum now on that game on PS5. Rockstar Games announced that Red Dead Online will receive a standalone version on December 1st. It will be available for an introductory price of $4.99 until February 15th. Players will also have the option to purchase the story mode as an add-on. And Rockstar also announced that an expansion to the Bounty Hunter role is coming next week alongside a new 100 rank Outlaw Pass. And just like that, Travis, I try to get out and they pull me back in.
I love that as soon as you get away from it, they add a new Bounty Hunter expansion. That's pretty funny.
Gosh, damn it.
The $5 online move that's pretty awesome by them.
Yeah.
That's definitely worth your $5.
It is. It's brilliant.
The Bounty Hunter expansion definitely gets me back in. I have it on my whatever you want to call it, my
hard
drive thing.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. I already have it on my hard drive. I got it plugged in the back of the PlayStation, so I'm good to go.
You can play it from that too. So yeah, you're gonna hunt some bounties with me?
Yeah, that sounds fun. Because I want to know what the expansion really is. I don't even think I got to level 15 on the first one though.
Yeah,
whatever the top was.
They added 10 more ranks and new legendary bounty targets. So maybe
Cool.
it's like Micah or some shit. That'd be awesome. Next nugget here, website Push Square reported that Cyberpunk 2077's DLC reveal has been pushed back until after the game's launch, and that a multiplayer update is also coming in Q1 of 2021.
Did the multiplayer be like Fallout, I guess, or
I don't know,
Watch Dogs, or like kind of where does it fall?
That would be dope if it was like Fallout. I always thought it would be competitive, but they say it's going to be like totally separate from the single player game. Like you're going to have to buy it. Maybe, I don't know, on its own or something. I don't know. They just keep saying it's totally separate from single player. So I don't know what that means.
It's like GTA Online. That's how it's like a different character. And
that might be it. That would be cool. Man, that would be cool if they did something like GTA or Red Dead Online. Ooh. Gets me hot. Push Square also reported that an error on retailer Best Buy's website listed The Last of Us Part 2 as including a next-gen upgrade, perhaps hinting at a future update. That a UK scalping operation claims to have purchased 3,500 PlayStation 5s to date for high markup reselling. Those assholes.
Shouldn't they not brag about that?
That's what I thought. Like, yeah, it's like if you hack into some place and steal $1 million, you should probably just shut up and like go somewhere. I don't know.
I feel like it's a dumb group of guys from Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels or something. Oh, we stole 3,500
Oh,
PS4s.
isn't it a bit rude, bruv?
It's a bit rude of us, bro.
Push Square also reported that RPG Greedfall is getting a PlayStation 5 version in the future, as well as an expansion of some sorts. Website PlayStation Universe reported that Mortal Kombat 11 developer NetherRealm launched the classic Mortal Kombat movie skin pack, which features the likeness and voices of the original movie's cast members, such as Christopher Lambert's Raiden.
Unrelated, well, kind of related. NetherRealm is one of my favorite developer names.
That is, it's great because that makes me think of Nether Region immediately. It gets me right in the Nether regions. PlayStation Universe also reported that the quality assurance lead on Cyberpunk 2077 has played the game for 175 hours and has still not finished it yet.
Did this dude just leave his console on while he was asleep?
So that does sound outrageous, but I did read. He said that in this playthrough that he's working on, he is playing stealthily, and he's also looting everything that he finds. So he's doing a very thorough and slow playthrough. So
right.
I think.
Well, I know it says he's not finished, but I want to know like what percent he's at. Is he at 10%? Because that's a problem.
Sure. Well, it's a problem for some. It's a problem for some, and not for me, not for Daddy. So
yeah, I know you'll put 1,000 hours into it, Red Dad. So just whatever, get in line.
I know. I'm a nerd. Website PlayStation Lifestyle reported that former Dragon Age creative director Mike Laidlaw and former EA and Ubisoft developers have formed a new game studio called Yellow Brick Games. That HBO has officially ordered the first season of The Last of Us television adaptation. Let's go. That Metro Exodus will receive a next-gen update in 2021 at no cost to current owners of the game. And that Watch Dogs Legion's online functionality has been delayed to early 2021 while Ubisoft focuses on smashing single-player bugs.
We talked about this a little bit earlier, but this game has the potential to be a lot of fun online. It's already cool offline. I'm going to get it when it goes on sale, but online with your friends, if you're just doing co-op missions, it's not competitive. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I agree. And then supposedly, like we've talked about, they're going to, once the online comes, you're going to be able to just like, I can invite you and then we can just roam around the world together.
And just imagine the people that we'll find.
I know. I want to find like a street clown or whatever. Like, anyway. Next nugget here, website Gematsu reported that virtual reality sword action game Swords of Gargantua will launch on PlayStation VR on December 8th. That JRPG Neo, The World Ends With You, has been announced for PlayStation 4 and will release in summer of 2021. That Phantasy Star Online 2, New Genesis, has an official broadcast set for December 19th. That psychological horror game Dark Complete Edition will launch on PS4 on December 4th, with a PS5 version releasing in early 2021.
That's really cool because I want psychological trauma from a video game.
I agree. I won't play that at all. I'm not trying to piss myself. Gematsu also reported that Hong Kong-based developer AeroWiz has signed agreements with a major Western publishing partner and Tencent Games to publish a multi-platform game due out in 2022. That zombie and monster action game, The Last Kids on Earth and the Staff of Doom, will launch on PS4 in spring 2021. That dark fantasy action game, Gods Will Fall, will release on PS4 on January 29th. That Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 4, will launch on PS4 and PS5 on March 11th. That 2D action exploration game, Olegia, will release on PS4 in early 2021. That first-person psychological horror game, there's another one, Travis, Martha is Dead, will come to PS4 and PS5 in 2021. That shoot-'em-up game, Is It Wrong to Try to Shoot 'em Up Girls in a Dungeon, is now available on PlayStation 4 in the West.
There's not enough text lines for that on a box.
Agree. I only included this because of the name, by the way. That's the only
It's so
reason.
long.
Yeah, it's the only reason it's in the news. Gamatsu also reported that Sword of the Necromancer for PlayStation 4 has been delayed to January 28th. That cinematic platformer adventure game Unto the End will release on PlayStation 4 on December 17th. That the PlayStation 4 version of free-to-play game Vigor, which looks cool, has been delayed and will now launch alongside the PlayStation 5 version this holiday. So it sounds like a short delay. That one-take, non-stop arcade game Speed Limit will release on PlayStation 4 in February. I watched the trailer for this game. It looks interesting. It's what it sounds like. It's like a one-take, and you're just like changing perspectives constantly and things like that. It looks neat. Gamatsu also reported that card battling RPG Deck of Ashes will come to PlayStation 4 in Q2 of 2021. That Cuphead DLC, The Delicious Last Course, has been delayed to 2021 due to COVID-19 limitations. That Japanese survival horror game Yuoni will launch on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 in spring of 2021. That Corpse Party Blood Covered Repeated Fear will come to PlayStation 4 at some point in the future. That Strictly Limited Games will sell limited physical editions of Clockwork Aquario on PlayStation 4, which is due out in early 2021. And finally, that Square Enix announced a Final Fantasy XIV announcement showcase for February the 5th, where the next expansion will likely be revealed. And that is all for the news this week. A rather light week here for PlayStation. And with that, we'll get into the new game releases, and I'll kick it over to Travis.
Pretty boring week this week. Nothing was really crazy and cool. Every game is PS4 unless I state otherwise, as always. On the 23rd of November, we had Goner 2, which is basically an LSD trip.
Good.
We had Gonorrhea 2. Okay.
Goner, I hardly know her.
Followed by My Riding Stables 2, A New Adventure, and that game is for horse children. On November the 24th, we had BFF or Die.
Oh, fuck. What are these games? Oh, this is good.
It's followed by Just Dance 2021, which is on PS5 and PS4, which I thought they quit making those, but whatever. Followed by More Dark, which is a side scroller. Professor Rubik's Brain Fitness, which is kind of like a brain trainer. That's kind of cool for like young kids to kind of learn patterns, and for old people to keep their brain sharp. Next, we have Snake Boat. There's a snake in my boat. We have Snake Boat Autorific Arcade.
What a great name. Autorific.
Which is another. It's an easy platinum. Like it's, if you look at it, it's like the art is super weird, but it's easy platinum.
Okay.
Followed by Tesla Force, which is about electricity, not about Elon Musk's cars.
Okay.
On the 25th of November, we had In Celebration of Violence, which is a 16-bit kind of like mayhem shooter game. It was on the Switch for a while, and I think they made versions of this game on the PS3 a while back. Following that, we have Mad Tower Tycoon, which is basically a management game where you build huge towers.
Okay.
If you made me play a game on this list, that'd be the one I'd play. It does look kind of interesting. It's worth looking into if you like those type of games, like Prison Architect and whatnot. Also on the 25th, we had My Aunt is a Witch. Is that a game, or are you trying to tell us something like secretly?
She's either a witch or a bitch.
Yeah, sometimes they're both. Also on the 25th, we had Out of Space Couch Edition.
Out of Space Cowboy.
Yeah, on the 26th, we had Rush in Attack, not Russian Attack, like Rush and Attack, which is a side scroller shooter. And finally, on the 27th, we have Checkers, Christmas Break Head-to-Head Mobile, which is a mobile game on console. Donut Break Head-to-Head, also a mobile game on console. Then we have Landflix Odyssey, which I don't remember anything about. And then we have Rusty Spout Rescue Adventure, which is also another mobile game. So
Oh,
Rusty
Sony.
Spout could be a lot of things.
That's what I'm. Yeah, it could be Rusty Spout, Rusty Trombone. Sony just selling out these mobile games. Give me a break. And that's all for the new game releases this week. Pretty shitty week. And with that, Travis, let's begin to wrap things up here. Wanted to talk to you about what was on your table or Thanksgiving holiday yesterday. What kind of spread did you have? Did you
Well, we
did you cook? Did I hear that you were cooking?
we did. What did I do? Cooked a turkey on the gas grill for like 3 hours,
Oh,
3 or 4 hours.
that's interesting.
Yeah, it was little half a bottle of wine, some apples, some lemons in the tray. Soak some wood chips overnight in some water so they don't burn on the grill, so they just smoke. So you get a little smoky flavor there.
Interesting.
And you stuff the when you pour the wine in, you just pour the wine into like the turkey's chest cavity,
pee hole.
and, right, and then throw in some herbs and some like butter and whatnot, and just let it cook. It was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we have? We had homemade mac and cheese with like a crusty top. Fried okra, mashed potatoes. Sister Schubert brought her rolls.
That's right, that bitch Sister Schubert, dog.
We had some molasses cookies, some pumpkin pie, which we always have.
Did you make all this shit? Who's making the molasses cookies?
Beans. My mother-in-law made it, and then I made the turkey with her grandpa.
Okay.
While we talked about dirt track racing and motorcycle racing. And I think that was all.
That's a spread for sure.
Cucumbers and onions, which is I really enjoy.
Oh, of course. Throw some tomatoes in there, and you got a really top-notch dish.
I like the everything's so hearty, and then you have vinegary cucumbers. Really, really cuts it off.
I was gonna say it really cuts through everything. Yeah, cleanses that palate. Well, we had a pretty big spread as well. We had turkey. We had some honey baked ham. We had some green. We had some green beans. We had some Margaret Holmes seasoned green beans. We had mashed potatoes.
I did miss the ham this year.
Yeah. We usually do both, and then we had mashed potatoes. We had turkey gravy. We had macaroni and cheese. We had stuffing. We had caramelized sweet potatoes with with a marshmallow topping. Not sweet potato casserole, but just like sliced sweet potatoes. They're so good. My sister-in-law makes them. They're the best thing. The edge is like crispy, but then the sweet potato on the inside is tender. Oh man!
And then you have marshmallows.
Then you have just caramel and butter and marshmallows. And we also had corn rolls, and then deviled eggs and
deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are underrated. I'll fight anybody.
They are. And deviled eggs. What else? We had all kinds of dessert. We had strawberry cake. We had red velvet cake. We had brownies with dark and white chocolate chips inside.
What a travesty!
I know. We also had. Hang on. We also had chocolate pie, pumpkin pie, and typically my mother-in-law makes what she calls lemon delight. Although she didn't this year, big disappointment. It's basically lemon jello. It's basically like lemon jello pudding with a graham cracker crust and a bunch of whipped cream. It's fantastic. Wow. It's fantastic.
And she didn't make it?
She didn't make it. No, yeah.
Sounds like you got to put her in a home.
Doesn't love me anymore, so I don't love her. So anyway, we had a hell of a spread. Broccoli casserole. That's the last thing I was forgetting. So
yeah, I like broccoli, but I don't know that I like broccoli casserole. It's kind of hit or miss for me.
Really? I gotta say, I'm jealous that you had fried okra. That sounds like a great addition. I would have taken your fried okra. Probably would have swapped it for corn.
Yeah, we make it in the cast iron skillet, and then you finish it off in the oven.
Oh God, man, that sounds.
We had dressing, not stuffing. We had dressing.
Yeah, you need. Stuffing's fine. Stuffing's fine, but I'm a big fan of dressing. Did you make it?
Stuffing grosses me out because it's like literally stuffed inside of it, and then you pull it out and eat it. I can't do that.
Sure. Well, I don't think. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I think they just they took the easy way out and they just did like the stovetop stuffing this time.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, we made the dressing was like stale biscuits and old cornbread and stuff like that. It's for real made.
Oh God, that sounds good. That's the best. Well, that's a hell of a spread. And let's close things out here. Let's talk about what we're going to be playing in the week ahead. You start.
Let's see. Got a new FIA season on GT Sport, so I'll probably do that with my new wheel. I missed the first race, which is unfortunate because it was on. I think it was the day before Thanksgiving. I didn't have time to actually play, so whatever practice. So there's no point in doing it if you can't practice. But anyway, I'll probably get down on that. That should be fun. I signed with Lexus this year, so
Look out.
it's the most balanced car. So I figured, if you miss practice, but you have a car that's pretty consistent across all tracks, it makes it a lot easier. Like if you the Ferrari and the Lamborghini, like you have to learn how to drive those. So unless you have time to put in the practice, you're just going to be miserable.
Okay.
I'll continue on my 2K. I really want to get this Connie Hawkins card on the board pull. I don't know why. I've decided that I need it, and I got to keep getting XP level ups to do that. So I'll probably work on the Shaq XP stuff. It looks pretty easy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's fun to just play with Shaq and all that stuff. So my ultimate goal is to get that Diamond Sabonis card. I love the original Sabonis, Domitas's dad. That card can do everything that I want it to do and expect a center to do. So I want that card so I can give it my Hall of Fame badges.
What's he going for?
Well, the day he came out, he was going for like 100,000, and yesterday there was one on there for like 50. So,
oh wait, he just came out. He
can't. He was like a Thanksgiving pack.
Oh,
or the day before the season 3 pack, whatever it was, season 3 idol or something like that. So
gotcha.
He'll be down in the 20s eventually. So I'll wait. It's not a big deal. I bought that Daryl Dawkins card yesterday, so that'll service. That'll do fine.
Sure.
Until then, I'm sure we'll do the COD and see how far we can get on just whenever me and you play, whatever that's called, Onslaught. And hopefully we'll play some more. We played a lot of Nuketown the last couple of days, which was a blast. So
yeah.
And I told you this, but I love the little animation at the end of the A-bomb coming out of the tower. It's so cool.
Yeah, that is in the arcade
nice
machine.
Touch.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, hopefully we don't suck anymore. Oh, by the way, I have to get I'm like 2 or 3 levels away from being able to do that build out on the AK that I sent you. So
yeah,
I'm only missing 2 things.
That's gonna be fun. I'm at like 39 or 40 on the AK, so can't be too far off.
Right, and I really, really like the bullfrog.
Oh yeah, I've got to be close to that too. I'm excited about trying that because
it feels good. It feels good.
Yeah, I feel like the MP5 is kind of cheap, and I want to mix it up. The AK-74U is awesome. So
right.
Well, I'm gonna play Black Ops as well and see if we can continue to crush. We've got 3 more days of double XP, so that'll be fun. We'll level up quite a bit. May prestige, who knows? And
I don't know if I'll have time.
I don't know if I'll have time. And also going to play 2K. I'm going to try to do as many of those XP challenges as I can as well. I'm probably going to do that Shaq challenge where you play the 7-minute quarters and get like the Hall of Fame badge and diamond shoe. See what that's about. And then I'm going to play a little bit of Dirt 5. I'll mix that in randomly because I enjoy that game so much. And then I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, Red Dead Online comes back into my life on Tuesday. So looking forward to working through the Outlaw Pass on that. Another 100 ranker. That'll be fun. And then I've got to finish the Call of Duty single player campaign. I'm like 2/3 of the way. I'm almost there. So that's been fun. It's been fun. It's not been anything like to blow me away. It's not better than Modern Warfare, but it's fine. It's a fine campaign. So I want to see that through to the end because there's some mystery in it and some backstabbing stuff going on, and I want to see the payoff. I want to see how it ends. So at least the story's keeping me engaged, I guess you could say. So we'll see. And I think that's pretty much it. So with that, we'll get out of here. That's all we've got. And if you guys enjoyed the show, please don't forget to subscribe so that you never miss an episode. Leave us a review on your podcast service. And why don't you go ahead and share us with a friend who may enjoy a PlayStation podcast? Don't forget, you can look for new episodes every Sunday from us. And if you would like to engage with us, you can do so on Twitter at the DualSense Pod. If you would like to check out some of our videos or clips, you can do that on YouTube at the DualSense Podcast, where we also post every Sunday's new episode if you prefer to listen there. And with that, we'll get out of here. Hope you guys had a great holiday. Take care, and we will talk at you next week.